This top battle for pole position.
Yeah, and the last, as you saw in the last session, this guy, Jonas Andersson, #1, the current world champion, and Eric Stark were nip and tuck. I mean, there was no, well, basically the times were identical to within 1/100th of a second. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out now with 10 minutes to go. The fastest 6 boats out here today. It's going to determine what position that they start for the Grand Prix on Sunday. So it's imperative that if they can get pole position here, it's going to give that guy a big advantage come the start of the Grand Prix.
2 different Swedes, 2 totally different styles. Jonas Andersson's hands-on, he's there all the time, he makes the decisions for the team. He does everything with the team. He lives and breathes with racing 12 months of the year. Eric Stark, more of a driver, a guest driver, steps on. He knows what to do. He's been with 5 teams in the last 10 years. And a talent, very talented drivers. But he has other interests in his life, but this is the most important one, but he doesn't live and breathe it every day like Jonas Andersson.
No, I mean, Jonas, he's the full package. He builds the boats, he designs the boats with Christian Molgard over the winter. He tunes all of the engines, propellers. He knows exactly what he wants. He works with various propeller companies around the world. He knows exactly what he wants to do, and then he fine-tunes them himself. And he's always looking for that edge, you know. He's got a big machine shop in Sweden where he tunes the engines and then he dynos them. That's almost like a simulator of what happens when the engine is running on the back of the boat. So he knows exactly how to get these things fine-tuned for the Grand Prix. And I think that really is what's made him an unbelievable world title champion going forward.
Yeah, and with a new, larger, and more exciting sponsor this year, knowing the country of Vietnam is going to watch his every step and every wave that he wills, we'll see how it all works out. We got the green flag. We're underway. We're going to count down now with 10 minutes of racing action. Who will take pole position? We're about ready to find out. Jonas Andersson out there on the fly. He's over on the far side of the course, working his way around turns number 4 and 5. And he's looking at clear water and clear sailing, and he's going to try to make a statement early, Jonathan.
Coming into the right-hander, turn number 6 there. The boat looks beautifully balanced on the water, floats it through there, down to 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to see him come piling past the start-finish line. Is he going to be able to post the first lap? Is he going to be able to settle down after this, knowing full well that he's got a top lap? He needs to be in the 03s, the 103s, maybe the bottom 103s. He knows with that. As he floats the boat, Steve, out of the last corner like a low-flying aircraft coming down the start-finish line, and
as now going in down toward turn number 1 as we look at Jonas Andersson over on the far side of the course. He's working his way down toward turns 7 and 8. And it's a bit of a dog leg down the front straightaway. It's a long way around, but you got to set the boat, and the longest straight is 520 meters as they go whistling past us down into turn number 1. Bartek Marzawak up into the 3rd spot. Eric Stark in that number 1 position does a 102.685. Jonathan, the first sub 103 we have seen all day. Now Jonas comes by. Can he improve on that? He did a 103.6. So Eric Stark digging down deep, finding something sub of a 103. That was a tremendous lap that he just peeled off with 6 minutes and 5 seconds still to be run here.
Tell you what, at the beginning of the year, you and I were talking, saying, is anybody going to be able to take the fight to Jonas Andersson this year? Because he just seems to be so much on form. Well, I can tell you from what we've seen so far, Eric Stark, he's not going to make it easy for him, Steve. He's doing a great job. He's in the 103s. Great performance there from Bartek Marzawak.
Bartek Marzawak setting the fast time of the day for him.
Pole position, we've got about 10 seconds before we see him shooting by. He's into the last turn. He's floating the boat on top of the water beautifully. Let's have a look at what he's done.
All right, Jonas Andersson comes whistling by. Did he go to number 1? Did he deep and try to get back into the groove a bit? There's only less than 4 minutes to go, so he's going to have to strap himself down harder and get out and get a fast lap and see if he can beat the fellow Swede.
Yeah, Stark sitting on the far end of the circuit, as you said, just biding his time. I would have thought, if I'd have been sitting in his board, I thought, well, if Jonas can beat that, he's going to have to really pull something out of the bag. But he certainly did, and he's going yet for another lap, Steve. So he feels maybe that he can even improve on what he's done. Bearing in mind, it's a
He flipped Stefan Aran down into the 4th spot, so the 2 rookies are battling for the top 3, and Jonas Andersson comes by, and Andersson continues to try to improve on his 102.622. Checkered flags out. This is it. If you're on this lap, you can continue. If you missed it, you're done. Here comes the driver from Estonia. Aran come by. Did he jump? As Rusty Wyatt comes home in that 3rd spot. What a great run for him. He'll sit in 3rd in the start. Jonas Andersson comes by. He's done for the afternoon, but he made a statement. That's 5 poles in a row for the team Binh, Dinh, Vietnam. Things have stuck out in our minds here now that we've run the full gamut of qualifying. Q1, Q2, Q3. Nothing has changed at the top. Jonas Andersson is still number 1, and he's taking that into a new season. But, however, his closest rival, Eric Stark, is right behind him and will hound him all Sunday long if he can. But the big story besides that are the 2 rookies, Rusty Wyatt 3rd and Stefan Aran in that 4th spot. They are making
the rough conditions there, it just didn't move, did it? The balance on that boat that he's got is absolutely first class.
Sanderson, he was the only driver along with fellow Swede Eric Stark to hit a sub 103, and they will start 1-2 for Sunday's Grand Prix.
Yeah, so Team Vietnam, that's the first pole. On his day, he can put up a great show. So